Hey guys, Anders here, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, something I did not expect to be able to play. This is Arc Raiders. I did not have a code until I woke up this morning. A random person hit my Twitter DMs and said, "Hey, would you like to play Arc Raiders?" And I said, "Well, yes, fine gentlemen, I would like to play Arc Raiders." So massive shout out to that guy, and you know exactly who you are. Because of you, I get to give my very early first impressions on this new extraction shooter. Yes, Enders is playing an extraction shooter. What is this, like the Twilight Zone? I can hardly believe it either, and I can believe my enjoyment of this game so far even less. So let's talk all things Arc Raiders. If you enjoy the channel, if you want to follow FPS games, especially Battlefield, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Thank you to everyone that does that. It really helps the videos out. And of course, comment your thoughts down below if you've played Arc Raiders. This video might pull some new people into the channel, so for those of you that don't understand why I don't play extraction shooters, well, let's just say I think extraction shooters, for the most part, are just like slop. Unfortunately, my own personal playstyle and my own philosophy of how I think about playing FPS games has a really hard time adhering to the style of extraction shooters. And going into Arc Raiders, I really didn't know anything about it aside from the fact that I saw some gameplay from Shroud and some other various people, and I just noticed the graphics look incredible. And let's get that out of the way. Visually, audio-wise, this game is really, really good. In fact, it instantly reminded me of Star Wars Battlefront 2, and I couldn't for the life of me understand why until somebody told me that X-Dice developers are making this game, and the studio is Embark. Now, keep in mind you're watching my very first time playing an extraction shooter in the background. I played Delta Force Operations maybe like, I don't know, for 15 minutes. So truly, I am a beginner to extraction shooters. So I had to try my hardest not to go into this and immediately shit on the game. And yeah, I did that on stream. If you were watching the broadcast here, you know, I was not happy playing this game on stream for a little bit. But then it started to slowly grow on me, and then I ate food, and then I played it again after stream. And what I learned is these types of extraction shooter games take a lot of time to really understand and get into the flow of things because there's just so much to learn, there's so much to do, and it doesn't really explain much to you, at least in other extraction shooters such as Tarkov. But this time around, Arc Raiders seems to be one of the most quote-unquote accessible, if you want to use that word, extraction shooters yet. There are a bunch of tutorials. You actually start a tutorial from the very first time you launch the game, and it gives you the rundown of, you know, how to loot, and some people might be friendly or enemies, and the robots and all that sort of stuff. So I have to say, as a first-time extraction shooter player, I did appreciate that. And some of the design elements in Arc Raiders, I really, really appreciate. For instance, the inventory system. A lot of people critique Tarkov for being Tetris Simulator. You spend more time organizing your inventory in the game than you do in actual gunfights sometimes. And yeah, I have to admit, I don't really like that sort of tedious gameplay style. So the fact that Arc Raiders has really simplified the inventory aspect of extraction shooters by making almost everything in the game a single slot item, that's fantastic for me. Like, I don't really want to waste time doing Tetris. Now, as I played more, I did get some more playtime with a bunch of different weapons, and I got to play a couple different maps. One was significantly close quarters than the other. I believe the starting map is called Dam, something with a dam, and then the CQC map is Buried City. As far as movement is concerned, you guys know me. If you're regular viewers of the channel, I don't really like the stamina system, gotta be honest with you. I think the game would play better without a stamina system. I think it's there to intentionally slow down the gameplay of the game, and it's there to make sure you make good use of your stamina with deliberate decisions, da-da-da-da-da. I totally understand it, but I don't really fuck with it. And I'm sure as you level up your character, the stamina situation gets a lot easier to actually deal with. You can run for longer periods of time, and you have more stamina. But from what I've seen so far, it does take quite a while to level up all of the individual skill trees. And yes, there are skill trees in this extraction shooter. They affect your stamina, like I mentioned. They also affect certain things like crouching detectability when it comes to the AI. So if you're crouched and the big robots are trying to kill you, you won't get detected as easily. And they can also affect things such as looting volume, so you're not as loud, as well as footstep volume. But that's only a few things from these 3 individual perk trees. There are a ton of perks in this game, and I do really like this addition to this extraction shooter sort of gameplay loop, because in my opinion, it does give me, personally, something to look forward to. I do like the idea of leveling up the character, going through all the skills, and just building what I want to do. In terms of what you can actually do with the movement system, the movement isn't anything crazy, but there are some cool things you can do with the roll and also the slide. The slide is a more defensive action, while the roll, in my opinion, is at least a more offensive action. I did manage to use it pretty effectively in combat, or at least to dodge shots. And overall, I was left pretty surprised that this sort of thing is in one of these games, but the style of Arc Raiders is definitely futuristic, so I welcome that. The gunplay was pretty interesting. I didn't really have any problems with it at all. The starter weapons feel as you would expect. They're not as good as the upgraded versions, but even the starter weapons don't feel horrible. There doesn't appear to be much recoil whatsoever, even on some of the higher recoiling things. Like I was using, I think, the Anvil revolver, and that had some pretty wild single-shot kick to it at least, but I still managed to use it. One of the highlights of the entire game for me personally is the UI. The UI in this game is great. I love the heal wheel function. I love the way the inventory is set out. I love the way everything is set up on your screen. I love the placement of everything. Stamina bar, bottom middle. Health and armor, bottom left. I love how decluttered it is. So overall, this game does come off to me as a very high quality video game, and keep in mind, I don't play extraction shooters. So the fact that I am drawn, or at least interested in playing this extraction shooter, that should tell you all you really need to know. And I think one of the biggest reasons why I'm drawn to this game, or at least interested in trying to play it more, is this doesn't make extraction shooters feel like a full-time job. You know what I mean? Like, some things in other extraction shooter games are just so damn tedious for no reason whatsoever. Like, they don't tell you any information. You're supposed to, like, find it out somehow, or, like, go to a YouTube video. And it just ends up feeling like work rather than you playing a video game. I think Arc Raiders took the extraction shooter formula and really tried to streamline it as best they could without sacrificing too much about the genre. But to be perfectly honest with you, I think a lot of the genre of extraction shooters, again, are just needlessly tedious, needlessly punishing for like basic actions, and it overall comes off to me as a fucking chore to play the game. So I'm happy with the things that they changed about the extraction shooter genre to make it a smoother, more accessible experience in Arc Raiders. But I am interested in hearing the opinion of maybe avid extraction shooter players, because would this be considered a very casual extraction shooter? If you've like 2,000 hours in Tarkov, maybe comment down below if you've played this game. But overall, I am shockingly, pleasantly surprised with Arc Raiders. It might be the first extraction shooter ever that actually gets more than 5 hours of playtime from me. So that's going to wrap this video up, ladies and gentlemen. If you played Arc Raiders, definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because your boy might be posting some more Arc Raiders content. I hope I continue to like how the game progresses as I learn more things, because I've never really had 2 main games to play. So again, thank you for watching, appreciate your time, and I'll see you guys in the next video.